This is number one grandson, Brent, the son of Bob and Lois Weemy. He's going to share with us a beautiful eulogy that was put together by Suzanne Johnson. Many of you would know Suzanne, and this so beautifully wraps up our mom. Brent, thank you.
Thanks, Uncle Tim. It's a privilege as the oldest grandson to be able to stand before you today and tell you a little bit about this wonderful lady, my grandmother. Our kids call her Bestema, which is a Norwegian way of calling her great-grandma. So we had a very special time with Grandma for many years. Today is a day of remembering. Today is a day of gratefulness. Today is a day of carrying sadness together. Today is a day of being together because of our love for Esther Marie Tjosvold. As we remember, each of us will return to different events, different conversations, different moments in time. May we revisit the brightest and best in our hearts and minds, the shared laughter, the shared tears, and the shared meals of celebration. For those of her generation, it will be memories of overcoming, of surviving dust blizzards, of bounty on gopher tails, of reusable wedding dresses and weighty conversations of things human and things divine. For her children, there will be memories of being well-loved, of being kept clean, of being clothed and patched. There will be memories of supportive family, church, and prairie communities. There will be memories of gardens, of harvests, and of food on the table. Some will remember being fed, simply, yet in a kitchen that always had room for one more. And I know that because I was often squished around that table in that little farmhouse underneath the stairs. For the grandchildren and great-grandchildren, there will be memories of times on the farm in Alberta, playing in the barn, climbing hay bales, the various farm animals and pets, and then are moved to the farm in Kelowna. This next stage of life provided more opportunities for her to be a quiet and supportive presence at each family gathering. In Kelowna, she continued to move in her gifts of hospitality, generosity, and prayer. She also improved her Scrabble skills, devoted much time to her knitting, and enjoyed her half-water, half-coffee drink to be had with something sweet and special. As we are grateful, our hearts turn to the faithfulness of a shy woman who sought to serve her Lord without question. We are grateful for her devotion and faithfulness to her family. We will remember a woman who, though orphaned, chose to rely on the goodness of God in every circumstance. She believed Jesus had good plans for her and provided her with a future full of hope. She lived in this hope and found strength in the promise of his faithfulness. Today and this week, before the celebration of Christ's birth, we are grateful as we realize she is truly home for Christmas. She is celebrating her love of Jesus afresh with those who have gone before her. She is celebrating with him in that place, and at that table he has prepared for her. She has joined her cloud of witnesses. Now she will be one who would cheer each of us in our heavenward journey. Yet we are sad. Many may feel the world has diminished, different and empty without her presence and faithful prayers. We will keenly miss her unobtrusiveness and desire to be in our midst, even as age diminished her sight and hearing. She joked about not being able to see good or hear good and not really smell that good either. As infirmity became her constant companion, she graciously received the help she needed to make living at home possible. Finally, as she declined, she remained grateful for all the love and care she received from others. Sadly, we release this loving spirit from the frail body which faithfully carried her for 91 years. So, as we are together, let us tell those stories and share the thousands of simple moments we've shared through the years. This would have filled her heart with joy. This may also be a way to strengthen the upcoming generations. These stories of the firm foundation of faith, of the hardship and hilarity of farm life, and of the abundance of support only large families can give and receive. They have the power to carry some of the burden of our loss. Together we can see this time of remembering, to care for each other's hearts. We can look forward to sharing this bright hope, this foretaste of glory. May this time prepare our hearts to meet our generous Creator. Then, like my grandma, Esther Marie Tjosvold, we can rejoice when the shepherd comes to call each of us in his goodness and his mercy, when we too are invited to sit at his table and dwell in the house of the Lord together. We've already heard Psalm 23, but let's say it together. And if you know this psalm, just say it with me as a prayer